Hi, it's Catherine with Cat Math Tutoring, and I wanted to share with you today a game that I often play with my students called Product Game. So it's a game where you try to get 3 in a row, kind of like bingo, and you can go any direction, sideways, horizontal, vertical, or you can do diagonally 3 in a row. And sometimes when you get more advanced, you can try to get 4 in a row, or even 5. I've had different students use different strategies, whatever they prefer. So how you get started is you pick 2 different colors. So I'll be classic pink, and maybe I'll choose blue for my student. Now here, when I'm tutoring students in person, I have these transparent bingo discs that I use here so I can mark the different things on the board without having to use ink. Or if you don't have plastic bingo tiles, you can also use peanuts and raisins or anything you have at home just to mark where you've put the 2 different markers. So, for example, how you play the game, the first person, let's say I'm going first, the first person can choose whatever 2 factors they want to multiply together to get a product on the product board. So say I choose 4 times 6, that's 24. So I'll circle 24. That's my first number. I'm trying to get 3 in a row. So now it's my student's turn. So the next person who goes, and every subsequent person who goes after the first time, can only move one of these tiles. So I can't move both of these tiles to wherever I want. I have to either move the 4 to a different number, or I can move the 6 to a different number. And it's helpful to have this product chart on the side so you can see, well, what kind of options do I have with 4? Those are the only numbers that I can mark if I move this number 6 to any other number and I keep the marker on the 4. Or if I choose to move this marker on the 4 and keep the 6, well, then I can choose any of these numbers here. So they can look through the list, or if they have their multiplication tables memorized, then they can look at the board and maybe see what number they want next. So maybe they'll choose 12. 12 is 4 times 3, so they're going to move this marker off the 6 and move it to the 3. And 4 times 3 is 12, so the blue gets the number 12. Now it's my turn. I'm going to change my color over to pink. So let's see, what can I mark with using either a factor of 4 or a factor of 3? Remember, I can't move them both. I can only move one or the other. So when I look through the board, I see, well, I can't get 14 because that's 2 times 7. I don't have a 2 or a 7. I can't get 35 because that's 7 times 5. I could get 21 with 7 times 3. That looks like a good move for me. So I think I'm going to choose to move this number 4 over to the 7. And now I have 7 times 3, which is 21. So now I have 2 in a row. So my student better watch out. Let's see what options they can do. So now the only numbers in play are the 3 and the 7. So my student can only choose numbers that have a factor of 3 or a factor of 7. So let's see what they can do. They can't do a 10 because doesn't have a factor of 7 or 3. They can't do 4. Oh, they could do 14. 14 would be a 2 and a 7. So maybe that would be a good strategy for them. Let's see, another option they could do is the 6, because that has a factor of 3 with 3 times 2. I'm going to have them do that. So 3 times 2 is 6. So the blue, my student, is going to go here. Now we're both trying to get the 20. So is there a way that I can get the 20? Well, I look at my list and I can only use things that have a factor of 3 or 2. So those are here and here. And it doesn't look like I can get a 20 with a 2 or a 3 because I don't have a 10 on my board. I can't do 2 times 10. It only goes up to 9. So let's see what else I can do. Can I do 35? No. I could do 14. That might be a good option for me. So maybe I'll move the 3 over to the 7. And now I have 2 times 7 is 14. So I'm going to change my color to pink and mark that I've got a 14. So now, is there a way that my student can get 20? I don't think so, because they only have a 2 and there's not a 2 times 10 available. And 7 doesn't go into 20. So let's see what they can do. They could do 2 times 5 for 10. That might be a good option for them. So my student is going to do 2 times 5, and that gives them 10. Oh, and that worked out well for me as well, because now I can do the 20. The 20 is 5 times 4, and I have a factor of 5. So I'm going to move it to 5 times 4 and circle the 20. And now I have 3 in a row. So I hope you can see this strategy in this game. It can be quite complex, and the more you play it, the more you can lead your students towards different multiplication tables. For example, if you want them to learn the higher numbers, maybe the person who starts, if you're the person who starts, you can choose to do 7 times 8. Or maybe you want to work on your factors of 9, your multiplication tables of 9. So you can kind of be strategic and help the students learn some of the harder numbers, or harder multiplication tables. So I hope that helps. I'll put some links to these problems in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye.